Hi everyone, it's Kevin from the Figaro Owners Club. It's great to be with you. This video is all about the Figaro key. Okay, we still get emails and contacts to the club about the keys. They've lost their key or they want to get another key cut. We have got quite an extensive web page on this showing through the various options, but I thought it would be quite good to do a video and take people through it, because sometimes it's a little bit easier to follow, isn't it? So the first thing we'll do is we'll start at the very beginning, as it seems a very good place to start, as they say. So the first thing is, with your car you should have got two keys. You should have got this kind of standard key, if you like, sort of key that you get with any other car, got Nissan on it, and you should have got one of these keys. We'll call this like the decorative key. Okay, and this is beautifully made. Obviously it's got Figaro on it, and it's got the shape of the car, the fleur-de-lis on it, so it's a really nice key to own, and you should have had two keys with the car. Now the important thing with both of these keys, okay, is on the other side of them, I'm not going to turn them over because it's got Bell's number on it, but on the other side of them is a 3 or 4 digit number. Okay, on these ones it normally starts with an X and have 3 or 4 digits, and on this one it will just have the numbers, and they're printed on this shaft here and on this piece here. Okay, now the important thing is, I stress this all the time when people buy the car, I've got it in the buyer's guide, I've got it on the video, if you haven't done it, right, go and get your key now, have a look at your number, write your number down, stick it in a folder or a file for safekeeping, because if you lose your key, okay, you can take that information to a Nissan dealer and you can say, can you please cut me a key with this number, okay, and they'll cut you a standard key. But having said that, there is a new service that I want to talk about. The Figaro shop have recreated the key. Okay, this we call the decorative key, this key here, they've recreated this key, and it's a really nice job that they've made of it. So here it is here, and this is the Figaro shop key. Okay, we've had one cut, we had one made for Christmas for Sue, and all I had to do to get this key was to basically tell them what my 3 or 4 digit number is. Okay, and then they will create the key, cut that key to that code, and that key fits perfectly in the ignition barrel and all the other 3 locks. There's basically 4 barrels with the car. Obviously there's the lock at the back of the car, okay, there's that one there, and there's obviously the 2 locks on either side of the door, and there's obviously the ignition lock. Okay, so the key will fit all of those 4 barrels. Okay, I'm going to now go on to the next thing about if you have another scenario. So scenario 2 is I've lost my key but the Figaro is open. Okay, so your car is open and you can have access to the door. So what we've got on our website, we've got information about how you remove this, we call it the door card. It's a little bit fiddly, and it means removing some of the screws and the top part of the bezel here, and basically that pops off, and in there you will then see access to the inside, the other side of the barrel here, and on that you will see this. I've printed it off because it's a little bit easier to explain. So what we've got here, this is the inside of the door, and in here you've got this little plate that's bolted to the barrel, and that's where the door opens from here. You've got a little shaft connecting to basically to the lock, so it enables you to unlock the door. On here, on this plate here, is engraved those 3 or 4 digit numbers. Okay, so as I said before, is if you have those numbers and you know what they are, then you can get the key cut by a Nissan dealer. You can go to a Nissan dealer, or you can get, like I said, you can get the Figaro shop to cut one of these fancy new keys, as long as you've got that code. If you want to get a key cut, you haven't got the code, so in other words, you've got a key and you haven't got a code on it, you can take it to a locksmith, a key cutter, and they can match your key to a new key, so you can get a duplicate made. I found in the past I've had a lot of issues with this with other members. Doesn't always work, and the reason it doesn't always work is because it can be to do with the thickness of the shaft of the key, it can do with how many cuts they've got in it. They don't always marry up, so the chances are, even if you've got a duplicate cut using an existing key, it won't always long knock the car. Sometimes it does, sometimes it'll work. I can hear people screaming at me now saying, "No, mine works, it's fine." But I'm saying, I've heard before people have gone to Timson's, they've had keys cut and they haven't always worked. So a little bit of information there. So the important thing is that 3 or 4 digit number. You've got to try and get that off the car if you can, because once you've got that 3 or 4 digit number, you can store it away, then you're great. If you've locked the car, you've lost the key, you can't get into the car, then it's a case again of calling a locksmith out and getting them to open the car. Okay, they'll use techniques to do that, but once you've got into the car, again, you need to get into this part of the car. And what I would say is the information is only ever on the driver's side. Okay, so you need to be on the driver's side door, you need to get to that barrel, you need to get to that information, and you can get a key cut. So anyway, we'll put some of the links on the video down there or wherever. Yeah, links to the Figaro shop key cutting service, because that's great. As I said, we have one cut just before Christmas for Sue for Christmas, and it worked a treat with those numbers. So fabulous job. Anyway, that's all from Kevin. I hope this has been useful. As I said, there is information on our website. We'll put a link to the page as well. Okay, all from me. See you all soon on the next one. Bye.